Grassroots Master with the $5. Justice for Humboldt Billboard GoFundMe. What is this? Justice in Humboldt Billboard is raising funds to purchase and maintain a billboard in Humboldt that will be located on the 101 between Arcata and Eureka. It'll advertise 3 points of importance: the Justice in Humboldt website, the unresolved murder of David Josiah Lawson. Oh, shit, right. The need for a Humboldt DA who fights for the rights of all equality. With all respect, I would need to do some research on this, but are billboards really an effective way of getting a message out? It's been a while since this was posted. It's got less than 1% of its goal met. I don't know. I would need to look into it. It's been a while since I've thought about David Josiah Lawson. That was a whole goddamn thing. We had our own fucking BLM moment over at Humboldt when I was there. By BLM moment, I mean outrage over the unjust murder of a young black person. Yeah, this made national news. Explain, I haven't heard much about this. Hold on. The murder, David Josiah Lawson. You've probably never heard of the black student at Humboldt State who was killed in 2017. Yep, you guys haven't, dumbasses. Whose murder resolves unsolved, even as journalists nationwide publicized the disappearance and murder of Millie Tibbetts, a white Iowa student. It's been 17 months since David, a black student at Humboldt State University, was killed at an off-campus party in the mostly white town of Arcata. That's where I was. In Northern California. Since then, local police have arrested and released one suspect. The investigation is stalled. Now, it's been a little while since this. Hold on. He was the new head of the Black Student Union, got stabbed to death at a celebration/birthday party full of black students by a random white dude, and some chicks came by and stabbed him to death. Wait, the random white dude and some chicks stabbed him to death on the lawn, and then, like, the cops wouldn't help him after or something like that. He was stabbed when the cops arrived at 3 a.m. A police report notes that officers immediately began life-saving efforts when they arrived, but Chandler disputes that. He told a crowd of Humboldt faculty, students, and staff during a prayer service that he administered CPR to Josiah Lawson for 15 minutes before an ambulance arrived, and told the Mad River Union, a local Arcata newspaper, that EMTs and officers at the scene were hesitant and passive. Rick Elley, the interim Arcata police chief who joined the department in June, denied these allegations and noted that in times of stress, the response time of emergency medical services can feel longer than it actually is. Chandler also told the union he overheard 2 white women wishing for Josiah Lawson's death. They were saying, "I really wish that N-word does die. I hope that N-word dies." They just kept repeating it over and over. And I heard this as I'm giving Josiah compressions to fight for his life. We were there for that. Remember, we were all crowded in the room and that big nice dude told us that? Yes, I remember. I was at this service that is being described here. Physically. Arcata's not a big town. He died at the Mad River Hospital. Students were real fucking angry about this. As they should be. There was more to it as well. There was more sussy shit to this. Yeah, like, there was a settlement. Charmaine Lawson, his mom, she still hasn't cashed in the $200,000 check that came as part of her settlement agreement with the city of Arcata. Still hasn't cashed it. What principle? Still sits atop her son's urn. Filed in November of 2018, the lawsuit alleged the city and its officials violated Charmaine Lawson's equal protection rights by inadequately and incompetently investigating the stabbing of her son. Bryce considered deliberately indifferent policies and practice related to the case. And they made a $25,000 donation to the David Josiah Lawson Memorial Scholarship Fund. God damn, dude. Hey, something has to be wrong for the city to be willing to make a settlement, right? $200,000 is a fuck ton of money for this city, too. Arcata does not have a lot of money. This city has 20,000 people in it. What's the population of Arcata? 18,000. 18,000. That's nothing. Yeah, that's half the population of Beverly Hills, which is like a tiny little mini neighborhood inside of a larger city. And they still donated $200,000, which means that, like, there has to have been something. Does something have to be wrong? Don't civil cases settle out of court all the time? Why would they settle out of court? for $200,000 if they could have just defended themselves and there was nothing wrong. If there was no, like, credibility to the case, it might be cheaper than fighting it. If that was the case, then wouldn't everyone sue the city all the time anything happened? No, this settlement was to avoid a drawn-out case because they did have evidence to bring to bear. I don't like, right? I don't know what else. It's like the settlement with the Martin Luther King's death, right? The settlement agreement, a copy of which the Journal obtained through request under the California Public Records Act, described the $200,000 as compensatory damages. The city does not admit any wrongdoing and specifies that liability for the incident is disputed. Yeah, this is very standard. We fucked up, but let's not talk about it speak. We're compensating you for $250,000. We admit no wrongdoing, and the liability is disputed. I don't know, man. And the agreement is a compromise between what and what? If she had no case, then there would be no compromise, right? Plus the donation to the scholarship fund. Vermin, didn't we know a guy? Didn't we know a guy who knew David? Like in our classes in our club, right? Didn't we know a guy who knew David? They were all fucked up about this. Good reason. I'm not downplaying it. I guess we'll never know. Yes, I forgot he was the one trying to stop the bleeding out in the lawn. Jesus. Yeah, it's the small town stuff means that, you know, when stuff like that happens, everyone around it feels it, you know?